everyone. My name is Rory Flinn. I'm the Assistant Dean of Graduate and Professional Studies at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, or WPI. I'm here to talk today about the regional collaborative that was set up in central Massachusetts through the NSF Includes Aspire program. This regional collaborative, or I'll call RCs, was set up in partnership between a few schools. So WPI is the four-year lead school. Our community college, which is in the same city of Worcester, Massachusetts, Quinsigamon Community College, and my colleague there, Adrian Linnell, is the two-year lead for this RC, as well as Worcester State University, as well, another four-year school. We decided to go after forming a regional collaborative first by getting a planning grant through the NSF Includes Aspire program. So we did that. We got a planning grant. We spent some time thinking through how our RC would be formed. And then we decided to go after an implementation grant to actually set up and run our Teaching Fellows program. So once we obtained that, we had about 2 years of grant support to run the program, and we're now running the program past the life of the grant and sustaining it as well. We found that this is a very mutually beneficial program, that it was something that really interested us because we are going to be able to provide some opportunities for our graduate students at Worcester State University and WPI to get some training and mentorship in teaching, and ultimately see if they're interested in teaching at community colleges and kind of get their foot in their door. And then for the two-year school, for QCC, Quinsigamon Community College, they were really interested in broadening their talent pipeline for STEM instructors, particularly in our local area. So it was a good win-win opportunity for us to form this regional collaborative and start this program. Some components of our program are that we, at WPI, we offer a pedagogy course, a zero-credit pedagogy course that graduate students can take. So we promote that as an opportunity to get some initial pedagogy training. We have an application cycle for students, graduate students and postdocs, to apply for the Aspire Teaching Fellows program. And if then selected, we match them with a faculty mentor at QCC. The teaching fellow would get a small stipend of about $500 for completion of the program, and the mentors at QCC get a $1,000 stipend for their time. So in the first year we ran the program, we kept I would say the structure a little bit loose, and we tried to kind of see what would work and what didn't work for mentors and fellows. And the big lesson there that we learned was that both the fellows and mentors wanted more structure and guidance on sort of how to, what that mentorship should actually look like, the topics they should discuss, that kind of thing. So we decided to add structure for our second year of the program, and we used that again this year in our third year of our program. The first 2 years we had 6 fellows, and this past year we had 5. So one of the things we learned in kicking off this program, so the teaching part of it, the mentor teaching part of it takes place in the spring semester. We learned that we needed to add some more group sessions beyond sort of an orientation and a finale session. So we added 2 intervening sessions that come after the kickoff orientation session. That kickoff and orientation session is where we sort of provide a lot of overview of the program, expectations, that kind of thing, and gives an opportunity for the fellows and the mentors to meet each other, and then also meet the program leaders that run the program as well. We set up a second session that talks about the role of faculty at a community college, and that role beyond the classroom in particular. So we talked a lot about advising, committee work, that kind of thing. The third session focused on the sort of hiring process at QCC. So we have representatives from their HR unit come and talk. as well as the documents they would need. So things like, CV, teaching statement, that kind of thing that they would need. And then we also allowed our fellows to set up mock interviews with a dean at QCC who's on a number of hiring committees. And then they would get feedback from that dean about their performance in their mock interview, and they could use that to then, help perform better in these kinds of interviews going forward. And then there was a final session, which is really about sort of evaluation, a debrief, and we discuss a bit about their paths forward and some opportunities that might be available to them. The other thing we did to add some structure to our program, which we found very helpful, was that we provided some weekly discussion topics that the fellows could discuss with their mentors, just so there was a sort of a guide on what they should be doing week to week. And then we would check up on those either through emails or at our group meetings to see if people were needing any more explanation or just sort of what the status of those were. So some of the topics that were covered from sort of the beginning of the program and through the spring semester were about course design, instructional resources, how to develop a course syllabus, a bit about pedagogy in particular in a community college classroom. But then the fellows would watch or observe a few class sessions of the mentor they were paired with, and then they would discuss that, the sort of experience with their mentor. And this ultimately leads to the fellow then leading their own or delivering their own lesson as part of one of those courses. They also have opportunities to help with lab courses, those kinds of things as well. And then they get feedback from the mentor about their teaching and how they did and things they could improve upon and things they might want to focus on when teaching at a community college. And then the program wraps up and we do an evaluation. And we found, that this program has been pretty successful all around. So the students, have rated it very highly, and they think that it's a great opportunity for them to get this teaching experience and to learn more about the community college, and also just understand what it would take for them to be competitive for a community college teaching role. And then for the mentors, they get a lot out of this because it gives them an opportunity to connect with graduate students who potentially might be their peers at some point down the road. They find it very rewarding and fulfilling to help someone advance their career. And we've had, out of the total of 17 teaching fellows that we've had across our 3 years, 4 have ended up getting positions at QCC, which has been, a very rewarding experience, and shows that, this kind of pipeline can be great to bring in sort of new talent into the community college, especially, in an area where it might be hard for the community college to compete for some of that STEM instructor talent that might be looking to teach elsewhere. So we've been very excited with the program. We plan to continue running it. We're exploring different ways of supporting it and sustaining it, but we think that it's been a great success overall. And I'm happy to answer anyone's questions. I can take questions by email. My email is rjflinn@wpi.edu. Thank you.